Oh, why hello there everyone. I'm so glad you could join me once again. With the snow melting and the feelings slowly returning to our fingers, I figured it was time for another story. This one happens to center around a day filled with joy, understanding, and goodness. But this time, let's just say the events that are about to unfold will leave you, speechless. Our story begins on the morning of Valentine's Day, with Neapolitan walking along the Paris High Street, all alone. It had been 4 years since Roman Torchwick's untimely death, due to an event that the world had come to know as the Fall of Beacon. She decided to visit the Cheng family bakery. Entering to pick up an order, Sabine Cheng was at the counter, making sure all the treats were perfectly polished.
Oh, hello there. You must be the one who called ahead earlier today. I have your order all ready to go. 1 heart-shaped cake for 2 with included forks, no extra charge.
Neo picks up and pays for the cake. She gives a curt nod to Miss Cheng before turning towards the door to leave. However, she heard behind her what sounded like a bull running through a china shop. Marinette Cheng was running down the stairs, wishing not to be late for school. Again.
Oh no! I'm gonna be so late! Ah! Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to... Is there anything I can do to...
Neo gave her a vicious scowl, one that was filled with rage, hiding her inner despair. She wanted to tell this little ladybug what she really thought of her oopsie, but decided to stay silent, and simply walked away.
I'm so sorry. I promise the next cake you get from my family shop is absolutely free.
Neo couldn't care less about what Marinette's apology was. Cost meant nothing to someone who used to steal for a living. All she wanted now was to eat the mess that used to be her cake, and end today in solitary. All she wanted was for this day of love to go away. However, like a melody carried in the wind, she started to hear a familiar voice behind her.
Glad to see you keeping the old flame lit even after all this time.
Neo couldn't believe her ears. Roman Torchwick? How could this be?
My stars, I remember this place. All the grand times we spent here. Feels like it was just yesterday, doesn't it?
Our scene shifts to Roman and Neo running out of this very shop, with Old Man Shopkeep chasing after them with a broom.
You run, no good renegades! You have to pay for those!
Good day to you, sucker!
Godforsaken kids! What am I gonna do now? They took all my dust.
Roman and Neo hide out after the robbery in a park sitting area, at least a block away from the dust shop, both of them looking over what they managed to steal.
My, oh my, oh my! Who knew taking stuff that wasn't yours could make you feel so alive? Incredible exit there, Neo. One of your best without a doubt.
Neo smiled as she pulled out 2 silver forks that she stole from the bourgeois family house down the street.
Wait, are these silver? Neo, you little devil. Oh, hey, I got something for us.
To celebrate another successful work of community service, Roman wanted to celebrate. He reached into his massive stealing bag and pulled out a heart-shaped cake with the words, "For always having my back," written on it in vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry frosting.
Happy Valentine's Day, Neo. Tonight, we eat. Tomorrow, we own the world.
They dinged their forks together and happily ate the cake that Roman had borrowed for them. Neo had never been happier. It seemed like her story would go on to live a happily ever after. Let us now return to the present, shall we? Neo sits at the same park sitting area that she sat with Roman all those years ago. She looks at the cake in a dismal mood and fights back tears, all the while huddled under her parasol as the rain starts to fall. Elsewhere, Marinette had arrived at school with her friends Alia and RWBY waiting for her, urging her to get inside quickly.
Hey girls, happy Valentine's Day.
Hey girl, so, tell me, what are you planning on doing today? No wait, don't tell me. You're gonna try to talk to Adrien again. Are you gonna leave a note in his locker asking him out to dinner after class?
Come on, Alia. It's pretty clear what Mary's big plan is. Oh, Adrien, I think you're the most handsomest man on the face of the planet. I think your hair, abs, and butt are beyond all comparison throughout time and space.
Oh yes, Mr. Aggress, please take me away to your big mansion on the hill so we can live happily together, get married, and have a billion babies.
Oh my god, would you two shut up? Do you want the whole school to hear you?
Sorry, Mary, we don't mean to bust you so much. It's just that we know if you toughened up and actually told Adrien how you feel, I'm positive he'd go out with you. It's like my big sister Yang always says.
Hey, the boobs are always right.
Yeah, Ruby's right. Except for what her sister said. You don't need to plan the next 30 years of your life with Adrien, just the next 5 minutes. Listen, girl, just go over and talk to him. What's the worst that can happen?
You're right. Today is the day that I tell Adrien.
Tell me what, Marinette?
What?
Adrien Agreste had walked up to them while they were talking. He was followed by Luca, who was dropping his sister Julica off at school.
Okay, now's my chance. Don't mess this up, Marinette. Hi. Going to I Ask Ice Cream is saying date Valentines?
Hey, Marinette. Are you okay?
Oh no. Hey, Adrien. Would you want to go with Marinette to the Chocolate Pinwheel Coffee Cafe after school?
A hush falls over the hallway as everyone waits on bated breath for Mr. Agreste's answer. But it turns out that Adrien was so focused on chatting with Luca that he barely heard a word that was said.
Thanks for giving me a ride, Luca. I owe you one.
No problem at all, Adrien. Is everything going okay with your dad?
Oh, yeah, he, left for a business trip last night. Barely said a word to me. Business as usual, I guess.
Alright. Well, if you need anything or someone to talk to about things, you can call me anytime, day or night.
I'll remember that. Thanks again. See you, Luca. Bye, Marinette.
Adrien and Julica head inside the school while Luca rides off. That's when Alia and RWBY broke out into laughter, as did the narrator. Oh wait, that's me!
Oh, stop it, you guys! That was so embarrassing!
No. Embarrassing is too nice of a word, girl.
Yeah, oh man. But hey, look on the bright side. I wouldn't worry about this. You've got the whole day to win his heart, Mary.
That's right. And besides, we'll be right here to help you all the way. So I don't want you to worry too much, okay?
You guys are the best. I love you guys so much.
Why couldn't you say that to Loverboy like 5 minutes ago?
It's one of life's great mysteries.
After that disastrous start, Marinette and her friends proceeded to class. While the bad part of her day was ending, I'm afraid Neo's was only just beginning. She walked across the Seine River, carrying the remainder of her cake. She held the box close to her chest as she saw a couple over on the other side of the bridge. They were laughing and singing in the rain. The very sight of their enchanting waltz through this early morning spring shower left Neo feeling utterly devastated. She couldn't take the feeling of emptiness anymore. No matter how much cake she consumed, it wouldn't bring back the candle's warm flame. So in her grief, she threw the box into a trash bin and ran through the drizzle as fast as she could, coming to a stop in an alley as she squatted down and began to weep. Meanwhile, the villainous Hawkmoth's lair opened up, illuminating the rather humorous attire he had on.
How curious. A perfect union broken, never to be connected again. Hurts is the one left behind on this day of affection. I couldn't have found a more perfect prey for my akuma.
Hawkmoth infects a butterfly, turning it into an evil akuma, setting it free into Paris, with a mission.
Fly away, my little akuma, and evilize her! Repair the heart now shattered with the promise of new purpose!
The akumatized butterfly flies towards a despairing Neo, lost in the labyrinth of her own broken heart. She didn't even notice the butterfly landing on Roman's hat and infesting it with its evil.
Aerys, I am Hawkmoth. The loneliness in your hearts has become unbearable. You are trapped in a never-ending nightmare. But I could be the one to alleviate it. All I ask in return for this gift is Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculous. Do you accept this deal?
It will be done. And so much more.
With that, Neo was akumatized into Aerys, the goddess of chaos and discord, runes carved into her skin, and able to manipulate and mutate anything at her whim, as well as having the ability to soar through the air. Her first order of business was the couple she had previously seen dancing and singing. They will be the first to get their just desserts. She saw them below her as she soared across the sky. "Why, hello there, scary lady. We were wondering if you saw a little woman with colorful hair around here."
You wish to help me? So be it.
Neo only smiled down at them, pointing her umbrella towards the couple. And just like that, a horrifying beam of light shot out and infused the couple with the evil now flowing through Neo. "How shall we serve you, our goddess of everlasting chaos?" After giving an evil laugh, she began her reign of terror throughout the city of Paris. Back at the school, however, Oscar and Whitley were exchanging delectable chocolates.
So, I was thinking maybe we could go catch a movie tonight? If you're not too busy, that is. Yes, I would love to. What kind of motion picture will we be watching?
You see, Mary? That is how you ask a boy on a date. Calm, collected, and very little sweating. I have no idea why you always go off and do these elaborate schemes of yours.
My methods for attracting boys aren't elaborate.
Girl, please.
Love is very complicated. Your friends are correct, Miss Cheng. I have to admit, when it comes to communicating with those who you're attracted towards, it can be a little difficult to muster the courage. But once you move past the original fear of the question, everything else just falls into place. Yeah, Marinette! There's already enough crazy people falling in love these days. Look at my boss. His own wife has been divorcing him for 1,000 years.
Marinette didn't know what to think, or if Oscar was joking or not. But she didn't have time to think about it, because just then the sky outside the school suddenly turned magenta as the rain faded away. The students could hear pandemonium coming from the streets below and into the city.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah! They then turned around to find that Whitley's box of chocolates had exploded like mini bombs all over him. That wasn't the only odd occurrence, though. Many everyday items around the city were transforming into hellish creatures of the dark abyss. Seeing no other alternative, the students began to flee the school grounds, the teachers leading the evacuation towards the exits.
What in the name of wonders, why is going on?
Since when did Halloween happen twice a year?
I don't know, guys, but whatever's going on, it just mutated everything!
Why does this keep happening to us?
Everyone was panicking everywhere you looked. Thankfully, our group of survivors of apocalyptic romance were joined outside the school by Nora, Ren, Weiss, Blake, Yang, Coco, Velvet, Yatsuhashi, and Fox.
There you guys are. Thank the gods we found you. We just barely managed to escape the school with our lives.
It was totally awful! 1 minute Ren was making delicious pancakes in cooking class. The next thing we knew, the pancakes were trying to eat us!
Man, that sounds like an exciting series of events, pal. At least you didn't get decked by living dodgeballs.
Jeez, sorry, White Eyes.
It's cool. Don't sweat it, Zappy.
All right, everyone, open your phones or scrolls and try and find out as much as you can. Check social media, newscast, anything that might help us figure out what's going on. Oh, yeah, and remember, guys, run like crazy!
Our group of terrified teenagers do as much detective work as they could on the run, so many sharp sets of teeth chomping at them along the way. As they stop to catch their breath, they see a news report on a massive screen attached to a blimp, but instead of anchor Nadia Chamek, it was a creature with a speaker for a head talking into a mic. However, no one could possibly understand the monster on the screen before them, as the audio was complete garbage.
Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say that I will never be able to unsee that.
Well, Mary, what do we do now?
Yeah, Ruby, any harebrained plans on how to figure this out?
Everyone looked at the two leading ladies, some with fear, some hope, and some indigestion. Our young heroines were, of course, aware of each other's strengths, but would it be enough to defeat evil this time around?
You heard the princess. All right, team. Judging by how many monsters have appeared, we're gonna need all the firepower we can get. Go ahead and transform into your super suit, Mary. We'll follow your lead. These ugly butt faces want to ruin today, of all days? When love is supposed to reign supreme over hate? Well, I don't think so. I know for a fact that we'll give them a fight they'll never forget. Say the line, sister.
All right, it's time. Step back, everyone. Tiki, spots on!
As Marinette transformed into Ladybug, Nora jumped for joy. She hadn't seen the transformation yet, and she was so happy to finally get her wish. Once she was suited up, Ladybug stepped out of one side of the alley, followed by Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Yang, Nora, Ren, and Oscar as Team A. Alia, Whitley, Coco, Yatsu, and Velvet came out of the other end as Team B. It was time to get to work.
All right, heroes. My team will head back to the school and try to establish a safe house. Alia will lead our second team into the city with 2 objectives. Take out as many of those creepies as you can and try to find out where they're coming from. Let's move out!
Hey, wait! I want to go with you guys. I want to deliver some payback to these... whatever these creepy crawlies are. Also, I kind of left my juice box back at the school.
Good idea, Fox. After all, you do have incredible hearing. You'll be able to detect any threat coming before we do. That way, we can't be taken by surprise.
Exactly. For example, giant eyeball!
Team A quickly turns around to see a massive eyeball rolling along down the street towards them. From the looks of things, it used to be a massive wrecking ball, but now it possessed massive teeth, chomping hungrily at our heroes as it rolls ever nearer still.
Game over, man! Run for your young lives!
I am so going to need therapy after all of this. I just know it.
Don't worry, Weiss. I'll be needing some too, if we survive this.
To be continued.
Oh boy! I hope I